Welcome to lesson 42. This is 42A, conic sections. We're going to talk about the shapes that we see on our Cartesian coordinate system and where they come from. So there are four main shapes: the parabola, the circle, the ellipse, and the hyperbola. And they come from this understanding of conic sections. And a conic section is what happens when you have a fixed point in space and you have a line that, let's draw it straight through the fixed point here. That line circles around that fixed point and it's on a swivel. So when this side is to the left, the bottom or the other side is to the right. And it swivels this circle in such a way that it makes a cone. And as it does this section, it stays stationary here. The bottom half of the line below the fixed point creates the second conic section. So you have two cones that are joined at their point, like one's upside down on top of the other. Each section here is called naps. It's called or a nap. But so this is a nap, this part here, and this is a nap here. So when we see the Cartesian coordinate system, we see a parabola. This is what's happening. We are having a plane, and I've drawn your little Cartesian coordinate system, the x and the y axis here, where it intersects. This plane is intersecting a conic section such that you get this U, upside down U shape on the bottom on the y axis right here. Same thing for the circle. We have a plane that is parallel to the fixed point and the bottom of or level to all the points within the conic section, and that's what creates the circle. As you can see, I've got it almost centered on the x and y plane here, and that's the illustration of what you see. The size of the circle is dependent upon how far up or down the plane is intersecting the conic nap or the section. An ellipse is when your plane is at an angle, but at such an angle that it captures all of the shape. The parabola is at an angle too, but it doesn't capture all of the shape. The plane stays to the inside of the conic section, whereas an ellipse, the plane exits the conic section. And so you have a full rotation here, but it's not a perfect circle because the angle of your plane is not level. And that's fairly well illustrated. A hyperbola is when your plane this one is when it's completely horizontal, that's a circle. Hyperbola is when your plane is completely vertical. So you get both of the conic sections. That's what happens when you get this U and then its partner or its mirror image down below. And the closer this plane gets to the fixed point, the closer together these hyperbola become. The further away from the fixed point, obviously the further away the hyperbola are on your Cartesian plane. And that's really all we have to say about conic sections at the moment. We're just introducing the concept and the terminology so that you can kind of see where our shapes that we've been graphing come from. So take a moment and pause the video and just give yourself a little sketch so you can kind of see and record where these are coming from and what it looks like. And if you're not that great at sketching, it's perfectly okay for you to take a picture with your phone or a screenshot and keep that in your notes, and then maybe you can trace it later. That's all we have for 42A. There are no practice problems for this section, so go on to video 42B for the remainder of the lesson.